It is another beautiful Monday morning. I hope you are enjoying the weather. Welcome to today's edition of Newspapers Today. My name is Oluchi Amuda. Yesterday we will be reviewing the front pages of some stories in the national dailies. I have about 13 of them. It's a bomber harvest. And I'm starting with the Punch newspaper this Monday morning. And the Point is leading with this story: 75 days to go. Help PDP health stands. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Point newspaper. And it comes with the riders' internal row deepens as Integrity Group remains adamant. Articles loyalists exudes confidence. Right of Wike G5. Tinubu positioned to gain more from crisis than Obi analyst. It is a story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Point newspaper this Monday morning. We have other stories. Lagos, Delta, Ogun, 2 orders emerge biggest debtors in third quarter. Battle for the soul of APC in Osun and collateral effects on Tinubu. Stakeholders disagree on Nigeria's cashless vision. There are extra territorial elements who don't want peace in Nigeria. CDS rabble. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Punch newspaper this Monday morning. Next is the blueprint. And the blueprint is also laden with story and politics, and it says, article at Channel Town Hall meeting. Nigeria needs strong leadership, vows to deploy technology against insecurity. And it comes with the riders' pledges to negotiate with IPOB militants, clear ASU's salary backlog. Says Wike, not with him, vows governors will account for security goals. Asks Tinubu to come clean on source of wealth. Beware of ex-VP's sugar-coated promises. Asiwaju warns Nigerians. Promises to tackle insecurity, other challenges if elected. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Blueprint newspaper this morning. And we have other stories as well. We can see the picture stories there of the president. APC governorship candidate Damodi unfolds agenda of making Jigawa greater. Boko Haram in control of 2 local government areas in, says Borno speaker. Northern Media Forum. Bandits now dictate where, when to campaign in Zamfara. Sokoto sets agenda for incoming president. Urges INEC on IDPs. Still on the front page of the Blueprint this morning. Sickle cell warriors narrate experiences, solicit empathy from Nigerians. These stories are on the front page of the Blueprint. A quick look at what the Guardian has for us this morning. And the Guardian is leading with the story on economy. It says foreign airlines retain 200% high fares. Stranded fund hits $551 million. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Guardian newspaper. We have other stories. Analysts prompt Buhari on Nigeria's priorities ahead of US-Africa Leaders Summit. These are some of the stories that made it to the front page of the Guardian newspaper. Next is the leadership. And leadership is leading with the story on politics. It says 2023, Tinubu hits back at Atiku over security wedge comment. Asks Nigerians to be wary of PDP candidate sugar-coated promises. You are unfit to be president, Atiku replies. Pledges prudent use of security votes at Channel TV's The People's Town Hall. Still on the front page of the leadership newspaper, investors abandon 250 billion naira auto gas project intervention fund. Still on the front page of the leadership newspaper, PAP to absorb ex-agitators in MDA's security agencies. iPhone users to pay $11 per month for Twitter blue check mark. These stories are on the front page of the leadership newspaper. Above the masthead, Presidency Committee therefore untrapped 89.09 trillion naira stamp duties. Nigeria's think tank Agora policy decries exclusion of women, youth. These are some of the stories on the front page of the leadership newspaper. Moving now to the New Telegraph. And the New Telegraph says 2023 Tambuwal visit Otom, 6th end to party impasse. And it comes with the riders, says crisis, political conflict, not war of attrition. Talking to me alone won't help. Meet all G5 governors. Benue governor responds, urges Christians to vote patriotic leaders. Still on the front page of the New Telegraph. Below the picture story, Buhari begs Katsina voters, don't put me to shame. That story is below the picture story of the New Telegraph. Buhari begs Katsina voters, don't put me to shame. Vote APC. 2023, how I will resolve IPOB's agitations. Others, Atiku. These are some of the stories on the front page of the New Telegraph. Above the masthead, we have this: Nigeria's debt service commitment gaps 221.08 billion naira in 9 months. These stories are on the front page of the New Telegraph. A quick look at what this day has for us this morning. Yes, and this day is leading with this story: Tinubu, I will be president of all Nigerians, fair and just. Atiku is articulating bold-faced lies, says APC. Come clean on your source of wealth, ex-VP tells former Lagos governor. Northern Group urges Nigerians not to return ruling party to power. These stories are on the front page of this day. You can't bully free press, silence media. This day, Arise editors tells Alake Ononuga. Still on the front page of this day, Otom PDP failing to take advantage of crisis to make parties stronger. These are some of the stories on the front page of this day newspaper. The Daily Times is next, and it's leading with this story: why I insist on privatization of some national assets. Atiku, false trader money. Others want institution created to observe the programs. Reveals how he will resolve IPOB agitation. Still at the front page of the Daily Times, 2023 elections, no PVC, no vote. INEC tells electorate. 2023 expects unprecedented turnaround if elected. Tinubu tells Nigerians. These are some of the stories on the front page of the Daily Times. And the Nigerian Tribune is next. And the Tribune is leading with this. Nigerian Tribune, PDP crisis. I am waiting for Wike. I met him 5 times. Atiku. As Otom Tambuwal meet, Atiku campaign raises posers over Tinubu's wealth claim, alleges EFCC bias. Atiku's declaration to sell NNPC assets for $10 billion, a huge joke. APC, PCC. Tinubu meets Southwest Muslim leaders in Ibadan. Still on the front page of Nigerian Tribune, hoodlums on reprisal invade Ondo community, kill 2, destroy farmlands, burn houses. Bankers Committee agrees to generate 500 billion naira in loans for exporters annually. No PVC, no votes. INEC reiterates. 4 shot, many missing after military police raided community twice in 1 month. Amnesty International. How NBA can end human rights abuse in Nigeria. Falana. Obasanjo Adebanjo will be of Onitsha. Others in Enugu for Wodo at 70. These are some of the stories on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. Moving now to the Daily Trust. And the Daily Trust says, bloodbath in Southeast. Police mobilize against IPOP terror. And it comes with the riders. How 24 were killed in Imo, Enugu, others. Witnesses, Miyetti Allah. We are in panic, Northerners and Southeast. Division in separatist group over sit-at-home order. Agitators digging abysmal pits for themselves on Hanese. Still on the front page of the Daily Trust, government abducts 16 wedding guests in FCT. Ganduje's X-Men to lead NNPP governorship campaign in Kano. Bandits killed 2 in Bauchi Casino. These are some of the stories on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper. Yes, the Vanguard is next. And the Vanguard says 2023, Atiku Tinubu in verbal war over bid for power, wealth. PDP crisis, not war of attrition, but political disagreement, Tambua. Niger Delta, Group sue Buhari, others over NDDC board. These are some of the stories on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. And the Punch is next, and it says withdrawal limits will cripple campaign funding, say parties. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Parties to write CBN for waiver, say cashless policy will choke political process, fundraising. If Buhari had no access to funding in 2014, he would never have been president, says PDP. Policy will create logistic problems. Paying party agents nationwide will be difficult. ADC, ADP. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Punch newspaper this Monday morning. Oil production hits 1.18 trillion naira barrel per day, highest in 7 months. NNPC raises major oil marketers from 7 to 27. 15 drug dealers caught in notorious Lagos community. 439 foreign trained doctors failed assessment exam, MBCN. I can't understand Boko Haram phenomenon, says Atiku. 33 states lack landfills, dispose waste openly. These are some of the stories on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Yes, The Nation is next, and it says Wike, same faith, not reason to dump South candidate. Nobody can split G5 allies, says Body Judge. Kano gets over 3 billion naira for housing projects. This presidency defends Emefiele over alleged 89.1 trillion naira stamp duty collection. INEC begins PVC distribution today. These are some of the stories we have for us on the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning. Yes, I have my regular guest in the house who will be analyzing some of these stories for us. Dr. Yinka Andrews, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me. Good morning.
Yes, politics.
Politics. Indeed.
Oh yes, Atiku at Channel Town Hall meeting said Nigeria needs strong leadership, vows to deploy technology.
You know, there's something funny. It is better to have a lion lead a group of lamb than a lamb to lead a group of lions.
Okay, so
I think that's the point.
So who is a lion? Who is a lamb?
Yes, that's the point. No, I'm referring to his statement.
Okay.
He is trying to say that it will be a lion so that it can bring courage to those who will be led. But you see, it's easier said than done. Politicians have a way of talking the talk.
Yes, that's what his opponents are accusing him of.
Yes, that is sugar-coated man.
Yes.
They like talking the talk, but would they walk the talk? If a general could not put pay to insecurity in Nigeria, I wonder what he will do. So we just pray that they will be able to practice what they preach. There are 3 levels. You talk the talk, you walk the talk, then you walk the walk. I hope they will be able to do the last one.
Okay, walking the walk.
Walking the walk means you have done what you said you will do, and you will continue to do it.
All right.
That's walking the walk.
All right. Now talking about working the work, he is insisting on privatizing some of the
I
national
don't understand. I
assets.
don't agree with him.
Okay.
Listen, we have privatized PHCL. We have forgotten. We sold it out completely. But we are still making budget for it. And the result is not just there. So what is it telling us? What example will he give? Nitel, we did the same thing with it. Thank God, at least that one is a little bit fair. But the most important one is this NNPC we are talking about. How much will he sell it? Then to whom will he sell it? It's very important. Then are we sure that we are going to enjoy whatever we expected to enjoy from selling it? So what I will advise is commercialization, not total privatization.
Okay, so what's
I'm referring to PPP.
Okay.
Public-private partnership is better than wholeheartedly selling it. No, it's not done.
Okay.
We will not get the
let's
expected
look
result.
at the issue of refineries now.
Yes.
Because many experts have actually said that if Nigeria could refine its own crude, that all this issue of removal of subsidy, scarcity of petroleum
Correct.
products, increase and hike in the price of the products, would be a thing of the
That's
past.
correct.
So why are they not
See,
talking about that?
There is something more than what we see. For 16 years, PDP government was sitting atop this. They couldn't do it. 8 years along, APC couldn't. It means there is something fundamental that we cannot see with our naked eyes.
So the more we look,
the less we see.
Right.
However, whoever will come should not outrightly sell it. I keep saying that. Run it on PPP and let's see what the result will be. It's better like that than to outrightly sell our Commonwealth. No.
all right, roll it on PPP. Still talking about economy, politics, economy. Foreign airlines retain 200% high fares. Stranded funds hit $551 trillion.
It's a shame that we are allowing this to happen. In those days, we used to have our local airline, referring to Nigerian Airways, Nigeria Airways. Now, we are planning Air Nigeria now. Do you know some people are moving against Air Nigeria? Especially those who are running their own airlines at the private sector. That's the private thing I'm saying that Atiku is referring to. They will not let it happen. And all over the world, countries do have airlines. We've heard of Kenya Airlines, is it Ethiopia Airlines, they're British. So what are we talking about? We should have our own. So to allow this to happen means that we are not doing the right thing we are supposed to do at the right time. And the moment we get good leadership, I think things will be put right.
All right, talking about good leadership, analysts prompt Buhari on Nigeria's priorities ahead of US African Leaders Summit.
Yes, he is to travel. I think he has traveled now. He should talk straight on what affects us. That's it, like the superpowers see us as market. They don't want us to always produce our own products so that we can sell to them too. They want us to remain their own market while they dump everything. So I think they should address that.
All right, the blueprint has this story. Let's move to. Okay, we have the stakeholder disagree on Nigeria's cashless vision.
I don't know where the disagreement is coming from. Listen to this. In the old days, we started with barter. Let me tell anybody listening to me now. That's where we'll get back to. Like we say in Yoruba, Ibilao Padasi. We will end up with barter. We started with barter, but money was invented as a sort of failure of barter then.
Okay.
We call it double coincidence of want. You want salt, I have beef. Now, you want my beef, I don't need your salt. I have to be looking around till we have double coincidence. But this is not happening. So something had to be invented as a medium of exchange. That's how money came about. And as at that time, they were using anything that would be generally acceptable within a community as money. You could even use human being if it would be acceptable. We use cowries, if you remember. Then we now have what's called currency. Today in Nigeria, we have Naira. That's our cash level. But the world had moved on. Cash became very dangerous to be kept at home because armed robbers will come. There was a time in Britain we had the Great Rain Robbery. The day they robbed the Bank of England. It's because cash, everything was cash-based then. As a sort of this, they moved to what is called quasi-money. Quasi-money means negotiable instrument like check, draft. But that one also had problems. People now issue dot checks. I have 100,000 in my account, I'll issue 1 million. So they felt that's not safe enough. They moved from that to what is called money representations. That is, credit card, debit card, what's called plastic money. You remember that?
Yes.
We still use it in a while, but
Yes.
the world had moved on from that. They now moved to, in fact, we used to have luncheon voucher, if you remember that, as money substitute. From that third generation, I'm moving from first to second. Fourth generation is EFT, electronic fund transfer. We call it wiring money, just wire money. Do you know we are moving away from that fourth? We are now in fifth generation, which is called digital currency. Now, if the world has moved to fifth, why should Nigeria be insisting on fourth generation? We've gone past that for long. So I am fully supporting that we should live up to the expectation of what CBN is doing. Okay. We cannot continue to spend cash to do anything.
All right.
It's not possible.
Let's look at, you talked about others that have moved.
Yes.
Let's have the punch on the screen there. It has the story. Others have moved.
Yes.
Now, let's look at, they moved technologically too.
Of course.
Has Nigeria moved technologically?
We are not there yet. We have hiccups. But that doesn't mean we will not start. Okay. Do you know that 10 years before now, we started cashless policy? I don't know if you were here at that time. I presented a paper here, in OSBC here, that's your Bagede, on cashless. That was 2014, if I can remember. To educate the people around that. We need to go cashless. Now, 10 years on, up to now, are you saying we are not there yet? What have we been doing? So maybe the media should educate the public the more about this thing. Nigeria cannot be alone in the community of nations. Do you know that Kenya is about 90-something% cashless? Kenya is in Africa. Rwanda is the same thing, almost 90-something. What is wrong with us? Look, this banking business is an international business. It's global business. No, Nigeria cannot stand in isolation. We should encourage us to move towards that. That's the way the world has gone to.
All right. The Punch now. Let's have it on the screen, please. The Punch has the story. We're still talking about the new cashless policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria. It said withdrawal limits will cripple campaign funding, says party. Some have actually argued that
20,000 per day.
That exactly, that it will be too little and for corporate bodies too. Some actually, some of those that embrace this policy say it will curb vote buying. Now the political parties are crying out. They say parties to write CBN for waiver. Says cashless policy will choke political process and fundraising.
What are they talking about? Because you want to be distributing money. You and I, except you want to tell me you are not part of us. That said, we don't want money politics. We don't want to lace voting with money. Vote buying. Didn't we say that? If this will now put pay to vote buying, why don't we support it? Do you want people to be buying vote? I totally support. But even CBN has said they can apply. If you feel that you will be affected adversely, apply. They will look into it, the genuineness of your claim. If it is genuine, they can leave it up. That's one. Two, this 20,000 is not fulcrum. It's not what is sacrosanct. You see, banking is a dynamic business. That is, it changes over time. That's what I mean by dynamism. But let us start first. We will see whether we can up the ante as we move on.
Thank you very much. Still on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Let's have it on the screen, please. The Punch newspaper, it says 439 foreign trained doctors failed assessment exam.
Get that point right. Foreign trained that want to practice here.
In Nigeria.
Give kudos to Nigeria. And yet, they want Nigerian doctors over there.
Hot cake.
Seriously, people, I just know somebody who left just yesterday. What I told doctor who left yesterday. So what I'm saying is you should give kudos. That's what people are saying, that the way we train our doctors there is superb. If they can come from there and we reject them because they don't meet up with our standard there, then what are we talking about? What we should just do is to make sure that our primary health sector is seriously done to say that poor people will not be having problem accessing health facilities. That's what I want us to do.
All right. Thank you so much. Yes, our time is really fast spent. This is where we'll be saying our bye on today's edition of newspapers today. Thank you so much, Dr. Yekanji, for making the program. Yes, our time is fast spent. Yes, we want to say a very big thank you to our viewers for always being there. My name is Oluchi Amuda. Keep enjoying the rest of our programs. Good morning.